Alright guys, today we're talking gems. I want to prove to you that you get a whole lot of free gems on a monthly basis by just playing this game. But more importantly, I want to help you guys determine what is the most important things that you should focus on as you are progressing in this game so that you consistently get more of these free gems. All that said, let's jump right into this video. Before I get started, let me quickly remind you guys that I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday nights, which means that tonight I will be streaming. Even though we're not going to have a gem giveaway tonight, we are going to have an account giveaway, which is the account that you see right here. This is somewhat of a beginner account, but you do have some good legendaries on here, including some very good epic champions. So if you're just starting out the game and you want a head start, feel free to come participate on Twitch. All you need to do is to be present. You will generate some loyalty points, and then you can use those loyalty points to purchase tickets for the giveaway. On top of that, we're also going to have a giveaway for Summoner's Glory. So in case you guys do not know, I also play this game, and every once in a while I can get some gift code giveaways for some epic tomes to summon in the game, and we are going to summon a whole lot of them tonight, which means even more free stuff for you guys. So make sure you join the fun. Now on to the free gems. So obviously I'm not talking about the content creator perks, in case some of you guys are wondering. That would just not be fair to everyone. So instead, what I've tried to do is to break down an entire month, and I've done the month of January, where on top of that we had a fusion for Iron Brago. Not too sure if you guys were able to complete that fusion. I did get mine. So the events and tournaments might be different. And then what I did is I put everything into a series of tables for you guys. Okay, so there's a lot of information here. I first need to explain how I came up to or with these values. The first table here, what we see is basically quests, chests, and what I called other, which is namely the Doom Tower and the new permanent daily login reward program, for example, which we have. So if you guys are now past 9 months, you will be getting this here consistently. And as you can see down here, there are 200 gems, and so I can effectively count on that every month. Then we've got, for example, here the hard Doom Tower, normal Doom Tower. These values I took from the spreadsheet that we have that is available online. Not too sure if you guys have saw or has seen that spreadsheet before, but if you go down to the tabs here, it does clearly say sort of like the total amount of gems that you can get from this. All right, so for example, the normal Doom Tower combined first time normal rewards 175 gems, and then for the hard 450 gems. So obviously this is also something I can count on every month. But here, for example, the mine is daily. You get all of this on a per day basis, so I'm counting 30 days. Same thing with daily quests. Monthly quests, you only get it once per month. Advanced quests, this is now something that was not on this spreadsheet before. Then we have gold for arena chests. What you guys need to understand about this is that you can either get gems or not get any at all, and it I think can be 50 or 60 gems. Therefore, I'm saying like 1 out of 2 would have them. Therefore, you would multiply this by 4 because there's 4 weeks, and then you get roughly 100 gems from this. Activity chest, same thing with the clan boss or the clan, right? You can either get some or not at all. I'd say maybe 1 in 5 or 1 in 7 chests for me will have some gems, and I believe it's about 10. So don't quote me on that, but here I'm saying about 40 as well. Then we've got the Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, and Brutal Clan boss chests, which can also have some gems, but it is not always consistent. Here's, for example, a few screenshots of the Nightmare clan boss. So every once in a while, I might get some. It can either be 5 or 10. Sometimes it is 0. As for the Ultra Nightmare, kind of the same thing here. You can either get 10. I believe it can go up to 20. Do not quote me on that, but I do believe I've seen 20 before. So I'm going to assume, again, it's going to be an average, right? So whether it's 0, 10, 15, or 20, and you get 2 chests per day, I'm always going to assume 2 chests per day. I'm going to say about 12.5 on a daily basis. Nightmare, I'd say about 7.5. Brutal, 2.5. All right, so that's the breakdown of this table right here. And then what I'm saying at the bottom is that you can either get, if you are the ultimate raid player and you get to do your top chests, 2 of them on Ultra Nightmare, top chests, 2 of them on Nightmare, and then on Brutal as well, you could get a whopping total of 1,500 gems, almost 1,600 gems for just doing all of this part right here. Then you would get on a weekly basis the ones from the arena chest and activity chest, and finally you would get the ones for the monthly rewards, which is the Doom Tower on hard, normal, and the daily login reward. All right, but then what I'm saying further down here is that basically depending on where you are at in the game, if you're a regular Ultra Nightmare player like myself, I kind of just aim for the top chest of of Ultra Nightmare. If you're a Nightmare, then you only get the top chest. If you're Brutal, then you only get that top chest. So I'm going to say that most players are probably still around this place right here. And then I'm going to get to this part at the bottom, which explains basically the different play styles. And for those play styles, I need to explain this table, or these two tables right here. So this is tracking the events and the tournaments. So I've literally taken a screenshot of pretty much all of them. We're not going to cover them all. There's obviously too many, but I will cover sort of like the milestone rewards and how many gems you can get on each of them. So let's take, for example, this artifact enhancement event. In the month of January, this is looking at January of 2021. We've had, I believe, up to 5 artifact enhancement events in this month so far. And as you can see with these screenshots right here, some of these events are similar, but also a little bit different when there is a fusion. So here's, for example, a regular one. We have a milestone at 15 gems, 35 and 50. Most of the time, I never reach this. Every once in a while, even for a free-to-play player that's end game like myself, I will occasionally get this one. All right, then here's the one for the Iron Brago fusion. The same milestones are kind of there, but because it's part of a fusion, you very rarely end up pushing further than the fragments. Why? Because you tend to save your silver for the next one. Therefore, it means you're obviously not always getting all these milestones. All right, then we can keep going. I do believe I have, for example, some summon rushes here. If I go a little bit further, so here's an example of a summon rush that is outside of a fusion. The first milestone is pretty reasonable. The other one here is also doable, but most free-to-play players will usually not really push for that. Here's an example with the one for Iron Brago. This one was a little bit unique because they had to add a few fragments in the beginning, but for the most part, these milestones here are usually constant. All right, so that is how I established this right here. So the total amount of gems that you could have gotten from the month of January was 1,165. Obviously, we did not get all of those. So now let's go on to the tournaments where the same kind of reasoning applies. All right, we're not going to do them all. We have, for example, the dragon. I do believe we had a total of 3 in the month of January, but here's again some screenshots for you guys. So we have the regular ones where it's not part of the fusion. You have a milestone at 15 gems and then one at 50 gems. Relatively doable. I'm always going to try and push for these, right? And then for the one for the Iron Brago fusion, we have once again here the same milestones are kind of there, but then the fragments are above that. But this will change quite a bit. The ice column might not be the same, the spider might not be the same. So again, this is my best estimation as to what we typically get. So I broke this down here as well, and as you can see, we can get a lot less gems overall. And then with that information, we can finally determine how many free gems you would get on a monthly basis. So for a brutal free-to-play player, for example, where you get your top chest from the clan boss, however, you don't really push for hard doom tower, you don't really push for the second milestones of the events or the tournaments, you're looking at about 2,000 gems. And then we got a Nightmare pay-to-play player, almost 3,200 gems. And then finally we get to this really interesting part right here, where I think I'm at. I think after 2 years of playing this game, I am roughly in this category where I'm getting my top chest Ultra Nightmare, but that's it. I kind of don't always get a secondary top chest Nightmare or Brutal. And then I'm able to do all of the Doom Towers, normal and hard. I'm able to get a good portion of the second milestone rewards from the events and tournaments for a whopping 3,500 gems, free gems per month. And then you do the ultimate raid player where he is doing everything and he's pushing to complete everything, almost 4,500 gems on a monthly basis. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that is a whole lot of gems. So even though we sometimes say we don't have enough, or we're always short on resources or whatever, we don't have enough silver, I think it has to do more like with how much do you play, right? So if I would let the game run consistently or all the time, right, on auto, and I mean like I always have a lot of gems. Why? Because I don't spend that much. I don't go outside of the regular free stuff that I am given in terms of energy, and every once in a while I'll spend a little bit more to try and complete a specific event or tournament for a fusion. But I could consistently spend more gems to generate more resources, and then I wouldn't be this broke, because right now I'm really broke and I can't finish the gear on my champions. But guys, that's the sum of it. Okay, so let me quickly go back to this and sort of like the breakdown of how this works. So the stuff that you get for free by just playing the game, your impact of the clan boss, how good you are on there on the Doom Tower, which is obviously very demanding on an account. It's not for a new player, and then your ability to perform on events and tournaments. So the way to generate more gems is dependent on your playstyle. All right, so you decide where you want to be, set your expectations, and then you know what you have to do in order to get these gems. But if you really want to excel at this game, it's either going to take some money or it's going to take a lot of time for you to get there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Where do you think you're at with all these free gems? I'd love to know. Did I miss something? Did I get something wrong? Let me know as well in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you later.